What is up, humans? Thank you for joining us tonight on this episode of Scarlett Letter Show. My name is Scarlett Santa Maria, and tonight I have the one and only Antonio Aguilera for episode 81.
Awesome.
He's a local DJ, producer, and founder of Global BPM, San Diego's premier DJ school, recording and production studio, and entertainment company.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scarlett, for having me. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun.
I'm so excited to have you.
Yes.
You're a beacon of knowledge in the industry, and I'm so excited to hear your story.
Awesome.
And before we get in the meat and potatoes, we're going to play some Jenga.
Perfect.
While we do the interview, so you can go first because you're my guest. And
okay.
The first piece, you're gonna give me your autograph with one of these.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do it.
I'll take you to.
Just grab anything.
Yeah.
This is like my first time playing Jenga in 20 years. All right, so no.
Oh.
No. Oh no. No.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Okay, what color are you gonna choose?
Let's go with
Blue. Okay, just like Global BPM's logo. Fantastic, and you can put it on top.
Cool. So then you take it and then you put it on top.
Yes.
And you just keep going.
And you just keep going.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then real quick, let me just take a break. I brought some gifts for you.
Oh my God, you brought a gift?
I love elephants, and it's my spirit animal. I love them for their gentleness and their power and their caring. So this is just a little token of power and for you.
Wow, thank you so much.
And then
already.
Also, my wife and I believe in a lot in crystals and positivity and how crystals can absorb and really just, make your day. So I brought you a little crystal heart.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Look at this, starting the show with gifts.
Yeah.
And it's, I was actually gonna ask you about the elephant thing because I know that all over your studio.
I got elephants on my necklace. I got elephants on my wall. I love elephants.
What is it that connects you to this majestic being?
It's just how beautiful they are and how family oriented they are, and they're just phenomenal creatures that are put in this earth to show us, guide us. And I've always had a big draw to them. So that's my elephants, which call me an elephant man.
Elephant man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Wow. I feel like a lot of people usually wait for the end, but you did it in the beginning, and I love that. I want to know about how little Antonio was like. What were you like in middle school?
Oh, we're taking it way back.
Way back. And by the way,
my turn?
It's your turn.
Ooh. And little Antonio was a little knucklehead. Always getting into trouble. Always getting kicked out of class. I wasn't a big school guy, but I always was into entertainment. Mm-hmm. I always was into music. The shows that, you would do a dance or recite. So.
Oh, me too.
The talent shows.
I was in all the talent shows,
The talent shows was it. That was it. So, being young, I was born in Michoacan, Mexico. We actually moved here when I was 3 years old. And we actually moved to New Jersey. Yeah, I think my family were the only Mexican families in like 100-mile radius.
Oh, wow.
So, I grew up in New Jersey in a little, you can call it Quaker town. And it was a really culture shock when I moved to California. So.
When did you move to California?
I think when I was 12 years old. I think it was 5th grade.
Me too.
So moving from New Jersey, I never knew another Mexican. My best friend was black. My first best friend was black. Then my other best friends were Italian. So I grew up in that aspect. And then when I got here, it was like, wow, there's more Mexicans in this world.
There's more people like me.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that must have been such a culture shock.
It was.
I can imagine.
Completely.
I moved here from Tijuana when I was 12, and TJ is just all Mexicans. When I moved here, I saw all the different races, and that was also a culture shock for me, being surrounded by people from all over the world.
Yeah.
It's pretty shocking.
Especially San Diego, which is a hub of everyone.
Yes. I love that. I love being around the diversity.
Sure, me too.
And so you said you were in the talent shows. Do you remember one that
loved it
really stuck out to you?
all the MC Hammer pants, all that. I love the talent shows. I remember even when I got here to California, in I believe 6th grade, we did the talent show, and I lived in an apartment, so we got the smaller little kids. We would have dance crews and battles. So yeah, I mean, talent shows and anything that I could dance or play music
and be creative.
Creative was it. I really enjoyed doing it, but I enjoyed more the reaction of people and entertaining.
Yes.
So I'm an entertainer. My wife kind of gets mad at me sometimes because I'm always entertaining and making sure that people are having a good time. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. That's my pleasure.
That's our pleasure. Yeah. I can relate on that aspect. I love giving people an experience and seeing their reactions. Yeah. This is why we do what we do.
Exactly. Night and day.
Night and day. Yes. We never stop.
Never stop.
It's your turn. And I know. It's okay. I'll keep reminding you.
Yeah, just keep reminding me.
And how is it that you got started in the music industry? What was like your very first job?
Music industry? Well, I remember the first day I knew that I wanted to be a DJ.
Tell me about that.
It was in 7th grade at one of the dances.
Oh, 7th grade.
This dude up on stage playing some, back in the day it was turntables, getting it hype. And then I was just looking at the people's reactions and all the kids' reactions. I'm like, I could do that. Like, what is it? Turntables and mixers. And, back in the day when we used to, like in high school, throw the parties, someone's parents would leave, we'd throw some parties. I was the one that always got the speakers together, CD players or tape decks back in the day, and putting the music on. So that was like my early start in the DJ aspect. And then, when I moved up to San Jose, that's where I really started learning more about the underground, the raves. And, this guy, DJ Hempcat, kind of took me under his wing, showed me a little bit more about the DJ aspect on 1200s. And that's where I got more of my mix aspect.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah. Did you started off with the house parties?
Yeah.
And then you also done the mobile DJ stuff, right?
Yeah, well, actually
Is that what you started with, or did you go with
No,
the bars?
well, coming out of like high school and always being that guy that was the entertainer. Then I moved up because I played water polo. I was a big water polo player back in the day. And coming back down to San Diego, moved down, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I actually landed a job with a mobile company called Complete Music. Mm-hmm. And that really actually taught me a wide variety of music. I love country music. That's the actual first music that I learned. Okay. Willie Nelson, and then all the old school Conway Twitty. That's what I was listening to when I was 5-6 years old.
That's incredible, because I feel that majority of people that listen to electronic are super against country.
I don't know why. It's just a genre of music, It's a beautiful genre of music. Oh, the dead dog and no, it's not even like that. It's just like people saying that hip hop sounds the same. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Or people that says that old techno sounds the
same. Exactly. Everyone like house country people say hip hop sounds like this. Hip hop people say that house, And it's funny when people go, hey, you have techno, and they don't even understand what
even know
they're asking for.
They use techno as an umbrella term for all electronic music. Yep. Just like EDM.
Yep.
It's been used as an umbrella term as
well. Sure. So yeah, I got a job at Complete Music, and like I said, it really just opened up my palette for all styles, from big band to 60s, 70s eras, hip hop. But I've always loved hip hop since I was little. My first cassette was the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys.
Yeah, LL Cool J, EPMD, all those classic early 90s, late 80s rappers and bands I was so into. My mom bought me when I was 9 years old this little yellow cassette deck. I miss it, but I still have all my cassettes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. One of my first vinyls was Staying Alive, the PGs.
Yes, a classic.
And then again, there was a DJ in the club, with the disco balls. I'm like, one day I'll do that.
I love that. You just knew, you just felt it from the moment that you saw the DJ.
And I was like, that's the guy I want to be. The way that's moving the dance floor, and it's a science. You're the conductor.
Yes, you told me once, a chef of frequencies.
Yeah, we're the chefs of frequencies. We're the ones that can take a bad day and make it great.
And I can relate on the mobile DJ aspect. That's how I started. Yeah. And I started when I was 15. I did weddings and quinceañeras, and it's barely a couple of years ago when I started playing what I actually like, which is electronic music. but it definitely opens up your palette and how to deal with other people as well.
Sure.
And really how to adapt with the crowd.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
And tell me, how did you get started with Global BPM? You've been at it for 21 years now.
We just turned 21, Global BPM. I think it was the frustration when I really wanted to learn more. I taught myself the fundamentals, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna teach this to people, and you know, be that informative outlet for them, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I basically quit my job and told my girlfriend, my wife now, I'm done with the corporate life. I'm going to start my music. I'm going to start the academy. Started in the front bedroom of our house. She actually bought my first pair of Technique, brand new, because the other ones were falling apart.
Shout out wifey.
Yeah, it's always the wifey. My wifey has always been my strength, you know, always guiding me. So from there, it just grew. Then I got the commercial building, started off with one location, and then I took over another location, so then my studio grew, and it just kept on growing. You know, it was a learning curve to teach people, because everyone learns in a whole different.
Yes.
You know, some people learn fast, some people learn slow. A lot of people come in really timid, so you really teach yourself on how to teach people, and that was the key. I love teaching, so.
As an entertainer and a teacher,
you
kind of blend. Do you think you blend both personas, or do you take?
I think I bring, when I teach, the excitement of it.
Okay.
You know, I really put that into the teachings, and you know, when my students go, you know, maybe it's not maybe, it's when.
And it's your turn.
Cool. Yee. Ay. Yee.
Almost.
Girl. Ay. I don't know if I like this game anymore.
Oh! See? Oof. Oh no, what's happening? What is your mission statement with Global BPM?
Good question. I always ask that to every student. We have part of our studio and our courses. We have this thing called the checklist, and that's our first question. What is your mission statement? Honestly, is to continue teaching and providing that educational source for those who really want to learn the artistry of the DJing arts, you know, and take Global BPM global. Yeah, I've been fortunate to, you know, been teaching for now 21 years, to be able to see my students, you know, map out throughout the world, you know, from Europe to Latin America, all throughout the United States, and you know, they start their seeds and start growing, and their DJ, you know, careers start growing. Other DJs from other parts of the world to be able to travel and experience different cultures and different scenes is kind of the mission statement I want to do with Global BPM. And of course, continue throwing really cool, unique events.
That's amazing. And you are doing it. You're playing a lot of different roles.
Yeah.
What is the most rewarding thing out of everything that you do?
Teaching. The most rewarding thing is to see one of my students come and play their first show, and that first being scared, terrified, but then afterwards that shine, that little spark in their light, in their eyes, they go, wow, that was cool. And to see the crowd, you know, connect with them or her is really that's what really drives me.
That's
to
beautiful. See
their success drives me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you teach.
Yeah,
and you make an impact in the world.
Yeah, hopefully a positive one. Okay.
Yes, I can see that you lead with integrity, and even from
Hey.
It's happening. One hand.
Oh, hey, there's so many rules there. Okay.
From the first time that I met you, I just felt like such a genuine energy.
Cool, appreciate that.
And
likewise.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Okay, I think now it's time to go to the next section, which is All right, and in this section, we're gonna look at 5 pictures of yourself that I digged through your Instagrams and your Facebooks.
Oh, good one.
And you're gonna tell me the story behind them, all right?
Oh, no, you better not be sure that. Look at those arms. Like I said, I started playing water polo in high school, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with water polo. It's almost like full contact sport. A lot of people, with your Speedos. No, whatever goes underneath the water goes. It gets pretty rough. And I played water polo all through high school, and I played 2 years in college. That's why I moved up to San Jose. But yeah, that I believe was my sophomore year.
That's very
super tiny. Oh, that was Monday nights.
Yeah, and actually, this post, you talked about retiring from DJing February 2020.
Yeah, wow. That was February 2020?
No, this, the post that you created about this.
Yeah, that was...
this was like a flashback for you.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was Monday Night Mom. And the reason why I called it Mom is because some of my favorite producers are Masters at Work with Louis Vega and etc. And I was like, well, I'm going to be Mixed Masters at Work. Bringing all the Mixed Master vinyl DJs to Monday nights, and bring the B-boys and the percussionists, saxophone players, MCs. It was a show. I miss those days. Those are great days that were awesome. Oh, that was a great trip to Japan.
Oh, Japan.
Yeah, when we went to Japan, me and my wife, with actually a great friend of mine. His name is Aguilera. Also was a resident DJ for me at Henry's. He got married to a Japanese beautiful woman named Kiyomi, and he asked me to be his best man. And I said, hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go to Japan.
Yeah, let's go to Japan. I love Japan. So that's part of Global BPM is
you gotta take it everywhere.
Getting those bridges to Japan and Japan to San Diego, So
I love that.
Anyone that's in Japan, let's roll it.
Let's roll it. Get in the Global BPM network.
Japan, Global BPM Mexico, you name it. We're gonna go. We're gonna do it. Okay. Gotcha.
So this is the next one. You with the vinyls.
Yeah, that's at the studio, and just kind of taking that picture with my friends.
I know that you like to instill in all your students the knowledge and the culture and the essence of putting the needle on the record.
Oh, of course.
Why is that important for you?
It's just where it started. It's just a whole different style of mixing and awareness. It really, I call it the organic. All your senses are alive. You're really using your feel, your touch, your hearing to mix these records, and it's such an artistry. And it's funny because you get a lot of DJs. Oh well, now it's all the vinyl's all old and no one does that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've getting students every month that want to learn that. They want to touch up on, or DJs that are controller DJs that really want to step back and fill in the holes that they don't know. Beat matching is a fundamental that is not respected anymore, but it frees you from the chains. I call it the chains.
The chains.
Yeah, you're free to mix anything at any time, at anywhere. But you're not worried about the BPMs. And those are also records that fluctuate BPM. Especially like the rock, the reggae, those style of genres. You gotta ride that pitch because they fluctuate. They don't lock in and grit. So learning that, getting that skill honed, you're a monster.
Do you think that people really value what's going on behind the decks when they don't even know really what's going on? Like the technicalities, the crowd.
You know what? It's a good conversation, but what really matters is what the DJ is putting down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Are you really taking the time to learn the craft? Are you really learning the time to where it came from? To learn the history, it's that saying, to know where you came from, you'll know where you're going. So, I don't care if someone, doesn't know that I'm, doing a hamster scratch or a flare or something like that.
At least
it's just the artistry. But you know what? If someone in the room comes up and goes, "Hey, that was dope," that was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Next picture.
That was the last photo shoot.
That's a really nice
the picture I was gonna give you.
Perfect, because I was actually gonna pick that too.
That's the picture that a really good friend of mine, and he's also one of my a Global BPM alumni. He's a youngster named Wolfgang Alexander.
Wolfgang.
He and I traveled to Vietnam to try to establish Global BPM in Vietnam, and because of COVID, it just kind of fell apart.
Wow.
So it's still planned, maybe. Let's see.
Maybe.
But me and him actually did that photo shoot together because we started a duo, DJ duo, and producers called Drop the Ego. And
all right. I thought that was just you.
No, that's how it started. And now, you know, he's kind of retired from the music and really just focusing on his career and his family, his son and his girlfriend, and he was my partner for Drop the Ego, and now I'm taking that torch and going forward with that as my branding for when I throw out music. When I have tons of music in the vaults that need to come out. So.
And you also have your other name, DJ Yoda.
Yoda, yeah, that's that.
How did that come up?
In high school with a Yoda puppet.
Okay.
Yep, just one of those things that you drank a little bit too much of the devil water, walking around with a puppet in your hand, and that's what you got stuck with.
Well,
but it actually worked out well.
It worked out, yeah, because you are wise like the Yoda.
No, thank you. Yeah.
All right, humans, and now it's time for the last section of the show, which is the human experience. In this section, I'm going to ask you questions about how you see yourself, life, the world. But first, take that piece out. First question is,
sure.
What is your greatest strength?
Ooh. Patience.
To be a teacher, you definitely have to be patient. And how do you deal with negativity in your environment?
I think, I'm an empath.
Yes, we were talking about that when we met.
Like COVID was really hard for me. I could feel the stress and the anger and the division and the depression and the sadness in the environment. But I am blessed. Me and my wife are blessed that we have our several properties that we can get away. We have a cabin in the mountains. We have a house in the desert, and that's how I dealt with it. Really, just going out, disconnecting from the matrix, and being one and centering, oneself. That's how I got through it. So that's how I deal with that.
Yeah, and you're very connected to nature.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And then something that stuck to me, because I was obviously looking at your Instagram, is that you use the hashtag spread love.
Sure.
How do you spread the love?
The way you interact with someone to help those in need, if you see something that you can help out, just a tiny, gesture like that can really help someone in need, change their life around. So, I remember one time I pulled up to the gas station, and a young girl came out. She looked like she was in college, I don't know what the car was, but it was kind of raggedy, and I just kind of remember back when I was in college, I had this little beat up Toyota truck that every time you started, it did that Uncle Buck, it exploded. So people would be like, what? But I just remembered that, and I saw her going through her seat for change, and it just kind of, I was there. I've been there. So I was like, I'm gonna pay for her gas. So it's funny because when I went up to her, she was turning around, and I was like this, putting out my ATM card, and I think she thought was a gun or something.
Oh no!
And she did the karate, like the full on like stretch back in the karate pose, and I'm like, whoa! And I just want to pay for your gas, and she was like, what? But things like that. And then the only thing I told her was pay it forward. Pay it forward. That's how you show love. You know, you show love by helping others, by teaching others, and just being a good human being.
Being a good human. It doesn't take that much to be a good human.
Being a good human to other humans, to animals, to the Mother Earth, you know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that anecdote. Do you think time heals all wounds?
Actually, maybe the time of his Jenga, not. I'm a big believer of that. It doesn't heal completely, but it allows you to learn how to live with that pain. I was a big, back in the day, I wanted to be, you know, flossy and wear the expensive clothes, and, you know, I was driving a Denali, you know, and, you know, I wanted to be that guy. But what changed, it was when my mom passed away.
Oh.
That totally changed the perspective of life and what I wanted to do and be in this world. And I mean, it's all bull honky, you know, and when you see all these bickering on Facebook and who's that and what's that and this is that and yours is that and underground this and upground that and nightclub this. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you know, it would be so much better if everyone just got along, you know?
And that's the thing that I feel it's a little disappointing right now. We went without events for a year and a half, and you would think people would be more grateful, more positive, happier to be back, but it's back to the same
old.
Yes.
Same old. But, you know, it's upsetting, but I don't let it get to me. I just do my thing.
We just observe and
I do my thing. I treat those with the respect that respect me. Those who show love, I show love too. I do my shows. I put platforms for those of my DJs that are up and coming, and those who I love and respect. I love to see them DJing. That's where I'm at in my DJ career. I could just sit back and enjoy watching DJs now.
I love that.
I've never was able to do that. You know, 3 to 4 to 5 nights a week for 26 years.
We're behind the decks all the time.
Always behind the decks. Now I'm in the position where, hey, you know, I can go look at that show.
Now you can be.
What?
Now you can dance. Now you can party.
Well, I mean, maybe slower dancing. You know, but yeah, I could be now that support. You know, I could be in that guy in the crowd and say, "What's up, guys?" You know, I'm looking forward to that. So, and I hope things change. I hope, you know, the crews and the scene comes together a little bit more in a positive way. San Diego has such a huge potential to be a world acknowledged scene of music and culture.
We do.
I believe that it will change.
Well, let's hope that it changes, and with people like you that are trying to make a change and bring that positivity, it will help pave the way for the future generation.
I hope so.
That's fantastic. Wow, thank you for sharing all your knowledge for this interview.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna keep it as a tie because, you know, I think the conversation got so deep, and we were really present.
Thank you.
And I
appreciate you having me on this, and you're doing great. I'm really proud of you, of what you're doing, and connecting, you know, everyone and showing that support in the industry and the culture. So I commend you, and good job.
Thank you. Wow. All right. Thank you for the gifts too. I'm super excited. And
make sure you put them in the sun and make sure they get energized.
So they can recharge? Okay.
Energized.
And now we're on the last part of the show, which is the Scarlett letter. This is my letter to you.
Awesome.
And you can open it with this dagger.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to Disneyland. Don't want to come myself. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's not sharp.
Awesome. And do I read this?
Yes, that's for you.
Okay. It says, thank you for listening, for guidance, for inspiration, for encouragement, for being there, and most importantly, for being a mentor to so many artists in San Diego music industry. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Coming from my heart, and I see all the work that you do. And
hugs.
And last but not least, the mystery box. It's your party souvenir.
Okay.
Put your hand in there and just whatever.
Awesome.
You get slime.
It's slime. Cool.
Fantastic. I hope you.
You know what? When I was a little kid, I used to play with this stuff.
Yes, you know, so that's the thing with the mystery box. You never know where you're gonna get. It might connect you to your childhood.
Hey, you know what?
You might get some self-care thing.
Slime is cool.
Slime is cool. Let me know when you open it. Take a picture and let me know how.
Awesome.
If it reminds you back to your childhood.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
And thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next week.
All right, guys. I'll see you on the streets.